Today I'm sharing a pair of card projects featuring some new releases from Pink Fresh Studio, but also that are floral based, and I'm using very cool muted tones for the designs. To see these two projects come together, stick around. That video is coming up next. So here's a look at the products I'm going to use for card one, and they are called Butterflies in Bloom. There are the outline stamps, dies, and coloring stencils, and there is also a press plate. I am not going to use the press plate today, but I wanted to show you that is also available. I'm starting out with the floral stamp, and I'm going to stamp it down in some black ink. I'm priming this because it's the first time I've used it. I have this little eraser that you can prime your stamps with. You can also use your hands, and those are usually more readily available. I'm using the Memento because it's just a good black ink. It plays well with other inks. I've got my Stampin' Bug, and I will transfer that image. I'm going to ink it a second time because that's the beauty of the MISTI. If your first impression doesn't look great, you stamp it again. I don't know what I did without this tool before. Oh, yeah, that's right, I didn't make cards. Okay, moving on to the stencils. There are 4 of them, and they're very easy to line up and get into place. I'm using a grip mat underneath just to hold my stencils and my paper, and they'll even hold your pads while you're working. And I've got my cool ink colors, and we're just gonna start blending them on. Now, here's the thing, with florals, you can go to town, basically. But for me, I just sometimes get these cool tone kicks that I go on, and I think that cool tones are so pretty for florals. Also, I just cleaned off stencil 1 with the spray alcohol, which is just rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle, and it cleans really well. The darker purple is Wisteria, and then I'm using hydrangea with a smaller brush just to add a tiny bit of depth to the petals. Not all of them, some of them. I just wanted it to be a little less flat, and I think that looks really pretty. Now I'm coming back with stencil 1 because I liked that look so much. I wanted to add more depth to each of those petals as well. Sometimes it's the forest for the trees, and you don't think of these things until you do them, and then you think, hey, guess what? I can line my stencil up and just do it. Now I'm bringing in the sky blue for the centers and the smaller little flowers there. And licorice is for the butterfly bodies. So that's looking pretty good. And I'm going to add my greens next. I've got sage for the first layer. This is a really pretty green color. And I'm going to bring in a little more detail and depth using another green. This is spruce tips. And using the smaller brushes just to add that depth to each of the leaves. This comes together pretty quickly, actually. I mean, yes, I do have this video sped up, but you can see, there it is. Like I know what I'm doing. Now here's the smart thing that I did that I often forget. I left the stamp right where it was so that I can stamp the black outline again, just in case it gets dulled by the ink blending. So here, I'm just doing it with the licorice, and it just makes it kind of pop out. So I'm proud of myself for remembering that because I often forget. While I've got the MISTI, I'm stamping 2 greetings, and I'm going to emboss both of these with some silver powder. Because I'm using the cooler colors, I like to use silvers when I'm using blues and purples. So we'll get our ink there. That is just some clear embossing ink from Simon Says Stamp. And then I'm adding my sterling embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. They stamped beautifully, so we'll get our heat tool nice and hot. And I usually run it for about 30 seconds before bringing it to the paper to melt the powder. And this melts beautifully on this cardstock. It just looks like, well, sterling silver. Look at that. Oh, love it. Now I've got the coordinating dies, so I'm going to cut these out. I am using the metal shim with my machine just because the cardstock is the 110-pound Neenah Classic Crest. It's heavy, and I want to get a nice clean cut. And so the shim really does help. And look at those. They look great. And I'm going to stamp extras to glue behind so they have a little dimension. I'm going to do the exact same sandwich with the image. And again, this die is really easy to line up as well. Sometimes, you can be a little off and then you're just like despondent. Don't be despondent. Just use dies that are easy. These ones are so easy. And there you go. Now I've got foam tape on the back, and this is actually the Big Mama tape roll, which is a thinner loft because I didn't want it to pop up too high. And here I'm adding liquid glue so that I have just that little bit of float time as I figure out the placement so I can wiggle it because foam tape, well, sticks like a mother. And I've got foam tape on here as well for holding up this little "You Make My Heart Flutter" greeting. And this is going to go right in the center. And we're just going to pop that down. And the liquid glue is going to help to make sure I can wiggle it to make sure it's straight. So I'll bring in my T-square, just press it up against the bottom, and that looks good to me. I'm adding my butterflies here, and instead of adding foam, I just cut out 2 layers for each butterfly so that they could have a little bit of dimension, but not pop up as high as the floral cluster. It's just a fun way to create different types of dimension levels on your card. And here we have, boop, silver pearls, which I thought would look really good. Again, filling in that space up top, but also oh, I think we had an oops boops. We had a boops. We had a boop oops. We're gonna fix it. But I thought that the silver looked beautiful. Boop with the cool tones. And that's the finished card for card number 1. All right, let's move on. For the second card, I'm using the embroidered blooms. It's a hard word to say, but I cut everything out, popped it back into the opening, and then I can stencil. Now, the cool thing about this stencil is the stencil openings are larger than the die cuts. So you can get right to the edges and get all the color that you want. There's no inlay of color. You know what I mean? There's no inset. And of course, those little triangles, if you color them in, they just help you to line up each stencil quickly. So that's what I did. I am still going with this same color palette, the purples and the blues. Of course, I started with my greens on that one. And then I'm also coming in to try to add a little bit of depth to these blooms as well. It's really easy to color these in. And if as long as you have a nice sticky mat, they will stay in place, those little die cuts. They won't pop out on you. And I got all of my pieces done. And then I had this whole collection of goodness to work with. Now here I was a little confused on what color I was using, so I changed my mind and decided to cut out some silver cardstock, like some metallic silver, because I was going to do the hoop in the silver. Now I'm using the smaller hoops, and there you can see I cut out the silver pieces for the centers of my flowers. But here to add the backer, and that is just from some lavender cardstock, I'm going to use a little micro pour tape just to hold it in place because I want this to work as one piece. And I love this tape because it's very, very thin. It holds beautifully, and now it allows me to pick that thing up and have it behave as a single piece without that lavender falling out. Now here I'm going to add 3, let's see, 1, 2, I think a total of 3 layers of cardstock to build up that hoop. This is also the 110-pound weight, so it's very sturdy and thick. Now here, I need to bring in that little pin, and I don't know what those are called. I've never done embroidery. Is there a term for that? Like the hoop pin? You'll have to let me know in the comments. But that I thought needed to be sandwiched in between the final layer of silver, because I think this is a really cute look. I also remembered put a few dots on the pin because it might not stick. So once that's all together, it's a really sturdy, thick embellishment for my card, and I think that looks really cool. Now it was just time to glue a few of the pieces for the florals together, and this doesn't take very long at all. And you could cut this all out of colored cardstock too, and do it a number of times, right? And then you'd have all these different colors of cardstock, but I just went with the white and colored them all myself, and I actually think it looks pretty cool, right? Now, you're gonna have to do some paper cuts here, if you're using the smaller hoop. I thought, it's a little challenging to get them all in. But once I started cutting and trimming and arranging, I was digging this. And I don't always think of myself as a great paper flower arranger. But I tell you, I'm getting better at it and I'm getting less, what's the word, perfectionistic, I guess, about it, because it's just going to look great. So I'm layering these leaves, and the more I layered, the more confident I got, and eventually we're just going to have this beautiful layered element for my card. And here I decided to start popping things out of the hoop frame boundary. And I really like the way that looks too, because it just sort of makes it seem like the flowers are coming alive. They are coming out of the hoop. And I think that's a really pretty look. More greenery, building it up. And that looks great. Love it with the greeting too. So I've got a note card prepared, and I took some pale blue cardstock, trimmed it down, and ran it through that Swiss dot folder. I thought this card could use just an extra panel of color. It ties in nicely with the colors in my hoop. I glued that down, and then I'm popping on the greeting right on top. And I love how it meets the frame just like the perfect greeting base. I think this is really nice how it all holds together. There's those greens tucking right over the E in celebrate, and that's the finished card project. So let's take a look at both together. Cool tones and florals. I love when that happens, right? It's just a beautiful palette. This is a very simple design. Actually, both of them are pretty clean and simple. Of course, this hoop, it has a little bit more going on, right, than the one on the right, but they're both clean and simple, and I hope this inspires you to look to cool tones for your next floral cards. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. I'll have a visual supply list for you and a link to my blog post where you can find photos and more details as well. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you, so please hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. To see more floral designs featuring Pink Fresh Studio, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked below, and I'll see you in those videos.